Ham Network, it's Holly and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today. So that is Wednesday, the 6th of September, 2023. These are run in association with the brilliant KUMB.com, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment so we know your thoughts. So without further ado, let's get started. Up first, Fabrizio Romano has reported that Nayef Aguerd will be staying at West Ham, which is fantastic news. This follows on from speculation that Saudi champions Al Ittihad have been circling in an attempt to buy him. Cavi from Sky Sports previously said that it would take an extraordinary offer for the Hammers to consider selling the centre-back, who we paid £30 million for last summer from Rennes. It was said that Al Ittihad would be offering Aguerd £8.5 million per year to leave West Ham, which would have been a lot, especially when you compare that to the £2.6 million that we actually pay him per year. However, with 4 years left on his contract and us using him as a key member of our starting 11, it was unlikely that we would be willing to let him go unless it turned out to be very beneficial for the club. And today, these rumours have finally been laid to rest, with Fabrizio saying Nayef Aguerd and Saudi won't happen now. Nayef is very happy at West Ham and West Ham are very happy with him also. West Ham have already rejected several offers this summer, considering him as top centre-back. So there we have it. Aguerd will remain a Hammer. It's certainly been an interesting one with the Saudi League because they've got this ability to offer so much money that they can turn players' heads. And this is all after the close of our transfer window when you wouldn't then be able to strengthen your squad. So it's a little bit scary. But are you happy to see that Aguerd is keen to stay and fight for West Ham? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. For your second story, James Ward-Prowse reportedly picked up a knock in training and has been sent for a scan as a result. It's not thought that the injury is overly serious. However, the fact that he is going for a scan does suggest that it could be something that could potentially keep him out of the team against Man City. This would be a huge blow, seeing as Ward-Prowse has had the perfect start at West Ham with 3 assists and a goal in his first 4 games. Couldn't have really been any better. On the bright side, we do have the international break, meaning we don't have a game for another 10 days in the Premier League. So there could be time for James Ward-Prowse to recover without having to miss any games for us. Then we have our Europa League group stage game against Backa Topola on the 21st before our following Premier League game away to Liverpool on the 24th of September. Now, there's one thing for sure. We certainly could use James Ward-Prowse's deliveries to help us get some goals against City and Liverpool, arguably 2 of our hardest fixtures this season. Here's hoping that the scan is just being done as a precautionary measure. I'm wishing James Ward-Prowse a speedy recovery. So hopefully he is back training and, assisting and scoring again in no time. But how worried are you about the prospect of our upcoming games without Ward-Prowse? I know that for me, I'm definitely concerned because I feel like a major part of our ability to score, even when we're not really holding possession and we're not playing particularly well, which is likely going to be the case against the likes of Man City and Liverpool. I feel like he can still bring something where we can still nick a goal or two. So personally, I think it'll be a massive loss and we'd have to change the way that we're playing, but we do have quite a few goal scorers now and people that can assist a goal. So let us know your thoughts in the comments as always. And finally, the transfer deadline for the Premier League may have come and gone, but the rumours and interest are still managing to continue somehow. West Ham are reported to be interested in signing former Chelsea striker Tammy Abraham in 2024, which feels very far away. In fact, it is quite far away. So it's thought that Italian giants Roma will be looking to sell Tammy in order to free up the money to fund a permanent transfer of Romelu Lukaku. It's no secret that we need to invest in strikers sooner rather than later, and it's being said that West Ham do rate the 25-year-old forward. Abraham's time at Roma has been pretty successful. He's won the Conference League in his first season, and he reached the Europa League final in his last campaign. However, his goal-scoring record, it has dropped off a cliff a little bit in his second season, but we do also know that he is no stranger to the Premier League, having scored 21 goals in 58 Premier League games at Chelsea. He's also become a much more complete forward, apparently, under Mourinho, which would be interesting to see. We know he's got a good eye for goal, but he's also able to hold the ball up when he's playing as a more isolated striker, something which would work particularly well if he was to fit into our current system. As we know, we have a history of getting strikers in that then struggle to play when they're more isolated. So the fact that he has the ability to do that would be definitely a little bit beneficial in terms of easing concerns, bringing in a new striker, especially if it was to be on a permanent instead of a loan with a view to buy. There are other considerations, though, if we are to make a move for Tammy in January or next summer, having undergone ACL surgery in June, as well as whether they would actually be willing to sell him to us at the time. Is Tammy an option that would excite you as a striker, though, in the upcoming transfer windows? Or are there other targets that you would prefer for us to pursue? Let us know in the comments. Again, this is quite a way off, but it does suggest that work is still being done behind the scenes. And I'm excited to see what is going to happen between now and the January transfer window. Because in January, we all look at it as like you won't really get any good players in January. But if we've already been having discussions and there's things out in the news that we have interest, I feel like it actually paves way for quite easy conversations compared to what you'd normally face in the January transfer window. So there could be a chance of some actual good business happening in January. And as we've spoken about with AFCON, there's things that we could need to do in terms of strengthening our side. So lots of signings. Could it happen? Who knows? So there we have it. Those have been your Hammers headlines for today. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And thank you, as always, for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for loads more content. We're trying to cover as much as we can of everything that's happening at West Ham at the moment. And as I'm sure you've all seen, there's a lot happening all day, every day. There's rumours, there's events, there's injuries, there's signings, there's not signings. It's all happening. So have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful weather, whatever you're up to. And until next time, come on, you Iron.